Magandang araw mga ka-Wonder and welcome back sa ating YouTube channel. Ito ang Wonder Vlogcaster. Medyo maganda yung araw. Kanina medyo umakbon. Nasa labas ako. Pero mas maganda na to kaysa yung sa sobrang init. Well, anyway, kailangan pa rin nating mag-ingat kasi kumakalat yung flu, yung allergies, pneumonia, no? At kaya we need to take a lot of vitamin C. Well, anyway, mga ka-Wonder, pag-usapan natin itong putok na balita tungkol kay Attorney Regal Olivia, isang DDS supporter, I assume, no? Kasi sa kanyang mga POV or point of view, it's more leaning towards dun sa mga Duterte. Pero meron siyang pinakawalang video na kung saan ikinataas ng kilay ng halos lahat ng mga DDS. Wonder Vlogcaster. So yun nga mga ka-Wonder, welcome back sa ating YouTube channel. Pag-usapan natin kung ano ba yung sinabi ni Attorney Olivia, no? Dito sa kanyang POV, Regal Olivia, yung kanyang POV or point of view, kaya galit na galit ang mga DDS. Well, si Attorney, no, is a lawyer. At yung mga point of view na kanya pong sinabi rito, actually, pinanood ko na at inintindi ko, this is more of the principle, of his principle, na kaya sinabi niya, no? This leans toward, this is actually the weight of this statement is more of the law rather than loyalty, no? Kasi minsan, yung loyalty natin, napipigilan yung ating principle. Pero I salute Attorney Regal for speaking out kung ano yung nasa isip niya at timbang ng batas. Well, mga ka-Wonder, panoorin muna natin para maunawaan natin kung bakit sinabi niya to at maraming nagalit na DDS.
A man once called Tatay Digong now stands before the International Criminal Court. It is no longer a matter of politics. It is a matter of law. And
so ito sabi niya, this is not a matter of politics, this is a matter of law. So from this standpoint, we can see that she is somehow emphasizing that law is higher than everyone.
the law, kahit gaano kapakalakas noon, does not kneel before power. Former President Rodrigo Duterte.
Okay, kung gaano kapakalakas noon, the law does not kneel over power. So it means na no one is above the law and the law will be imposed. Actually, sa pagkakasabi niya, parang ngayon na-impose yung law sa proper time para kay Duterte because that time, hindi nga kikita yung law dahil sila yung nasa kapangyarihan. Itong mga Duterte nakaposisyon, hawak nila yung batas. Pero yung hawak nilang batas, nagagamit nila yon sa maling paraan. Pero ang law this is just a plain law na ina-apply sa tao at malalaman ng tao kung siya ay nagkakamali. Actually, the law is created for us to know that we are erring kung tayo ay nagkakamali, no? Pero dito, that time sa panahon ni Duterte, hawak niya yung law. So ito yung sinabi niya, tuloy natin.
This camp, led by his counsel Nicholas Kaufman, has now appealed to the ICC's appeals chamber, questioning the denial of his interim release. The argument is simple, that an 80-year-old man, once the most powerful in the land, is not a flight risk. That age and alleged illness should temper justice with compassion. But the Rome Statute, particularly Article 6...
Okay. So, ang parang pinalalabas dito na, of course, yun naman talaga ang inapil nila. 80 years old na si Duterte. So, yung age na yan, dapat matanda na, siguro pagbigyan na, palabasin na. Pero yung wala po sa batas, no, ng ICC, na yan ang isasangkalan mo, na yung edad mo, may sakit ka, o ano man yung dahilan na sinasangkalang ng DDS, nila Sara, pag umaapil sila, hindi po yan counted sa ICC. Lalo na nakita nila na si Duterte, meron pa rin siyang clout, meron pa rin siyang power, na kapag once ito pinalabas nila, yung interim release, pinawalan siya at bumalik sa Pinas, I still remember nung sinabi niya kahit ano raw mangyari, hindi niya pinagsisiyan gagawin niya pa rin daw yun. So isa yun sa tinitignan na anggulo ng ICC. And I think, hindi tinanggap yung dahilan na simply 80 years old ka lang.
60 paragraph 2 provides that release may only be granted if the court is satisfied that such release will not endanger the proceedings or the safety of victims and witnesses or risk the accused's flight. And here lies the crux of it. The ICC
Okay. So in other words, yung prinisinta ng mga DDS o ni Kaufman na kanyang legal counsel ay hindi na satisfied yung ICC. Lalo na kapag pinakawalan nila to, hindi ba makakompromise yung proceedings? Kasi inimbestigahan, nililitis eh. Hindi ba mapuput at risk o mapuput in danger na babalikan niya? Hahanapin niya? No? Hindi po yun ang nakikita ng ICC dahil ang nakikita pa rin ng ICC na isang impluensyadong tao pa rin, si Duterte.
did not find comfort in Duterte's assurances. Because how can the court be at ease when even his own family, the sitting vice president herself, has publicly denounced the ICC's jurisdiction? When words like "we will never surrender him" echo louder than the pleadings of his counsel. The ICC is not blind to political...
Ito yung sinasabi nila, no? Na itong mga anak ni Duterte ang siyang nagpapahamak sa kanya. What? Na sa kadaldalan, sa sobrang epal. What? No, ayaw ko kung totoo yung... Ayaw ko lang magsalita, no? Kasi ayaw nating mamintas ng tao. Pero, parang hindi gumagana yung utak. Oh, no. Sasabihin mong walang jurisdiction yung ICC. Tapos, meron pa ako narinig na kinidnap. So, they are speaking against the ICC. Where they are supposed to please ICC kasi nga, nakikipag-bargain sila eh. Nagbibigay sila ng plea na pakawalan o i-release yung tatay nila. Tapos sabi nun, hindi raw sila magbabaw daw, hindi raw sila susurrender. May narinig pa akong jailbreak, no? Jailbreak na yan, jailbreak. Parang napakataas ng ere, no? Parang kulang sa humbleness. Kasi ang taong mayabang, alam mo yan, maingay yan. Hindi mo yan makikitaan ng pagpapakumbaba. At yun minsan ang kinapapahamak ng taong mayabang.
The ICC is not blind to political undercurrents. It reads statements not as sentiment, but as signal. And so the pre-trial chamber held, continued detention remains necessary under Article 58, Paragraph 1. That is to ensure appearance, prevent obstruction, and avert the commission of related crimes. The chamber found the defense's medical claims speculative, the guarantees of cooperation insufficient, and the atmosphere surrounding his detention still charged with intimidation. Now the
Mamaya natin bigyan ng karugtong na komento, mga ka-wonder. Tapusin muna natin siya kasi 4 minutes mahigit lang naman ito.
appeal moves to the appeals chamber, a higher bench that will not revisit emotion but law. The standard of review is not sympathy. It is error in law or procedure. The defense must prove that the lower chamber misapplied the statute or ignored key evidence. Madaling sabihin na mali ang desisyon, pero mahirap patunayan na labag ito sa batas. This is not a retrial of humanity. It is a review of legality. Let us not forget, interim release is not a right. It is a privilege conditioned upon trust. And when a man's record is one of defiance, when his legacy is marked by thousands of deaths without trial, the court may find it difficult to grant him the benefit of the doubt. In truth, the appeal is as much about perception as it is about procedure. To his supporters, this is a crusade against foreign meddling. To the victims, it is a fight for long-denied justice. and to the law, it is simply the next step in a due process that he himself once denied to others. If the appeals chamber affirms the ruling, Duterte remains detained under the authority of the international community, a community he once mocked as toothless. If reversed, he may walk out but not free, for the shadow of accountability will follow him still. The irony is almost poetic. Noong siya ang nasa Malacanang, marami ang ikinulong na walang pagkakataong magpaliwanag. Now he stands before a court that listens patiently, meticulously, and lawfully. And perhaps that is the true justice of it all, that the man who built his power on fear must now rely on the very rule of law he once dismissed. Because in the end, ang batas hindi natatakot, hindi napapagod, at higit sa lahat, hindi nakakalimot. Another day, another regal POV.
Actually, saludo ako rito kay Atty. Regal Olivia. No? Napakaganda ng sinabi niya. Maikli lang, but it is broad, brief, and definite. Konkreto. No? Nandun lahat. So, ano ba yung sinabi niya? Eto na, pwede na tayo mag-react ng continuation. Bakit nagalit itong mga DDS? So, ano muna yung sinabi niya, no? Sa kanyang social media na Regal POV, diniscuss doon, short discussion lang, yung decision ng ICC or International Criminal Court na i-deny, hindi pinagkaloob yung interim release for Duterte. So, sa video niya, in-emphasize niya yung issue na hindi ito purely political, no? But legal. Kasi ang mga Duterte, mga DDS, they are still conceiving in their mind more on political pa rin. Because they, of course, Duterte is a political leader. Pero ang nangyayari sa ICC is not political. This is legal. No? Sabi ron, it isn't political but legal jurisdiction and trust in that court. For example, sabi niya, when a man once called Tatay Digong, sabi ni attorney, now stands before the International Criminal Court, it is no longer a matter of politics. It is a matter of law. And the law does not kneel before power. We know that Duterte, when he was on his seat as the president of this country, he was in power. Ang tatakot nga sa kanya yung tao Kita mo kung magsalita siya lang sa mga meeting. Meron ba ritong taga-DOJ? Meron ba ritong taga-nito? O putulan, ilaglag na. Although pa biro, pero alam natin na minsan nagsasalita siya, patayin ko yan, hinulog ko yan. Threat ang dating sa kanila kaya natatakot sila. No? So, nung sinabi niya yon na ngayon parang wala na siyang power kasi ang nangingibabaw dito ngayon mga ka-wonder ay batas. So, sabi ni attorney, she argued that repeated statements by Duterte's camp, no? Sabi rito, rejecting ICC jurisdiction. Ano nangyari? Weakened the trust that the court would have in granting release. So, yung apilan nila, no, sa kanilang pagre-reject na may jurisdiction ng ICC at kung ano-ano pang apilan nila, lalo na outside the court, yung mga naririnig na ire-report, pinahina yung kanilang apila para palabasin yung kanilang ama. So in other words, tama yung mga nababasa natin, naririnig natin, nakagagawa nitong mga anak niyang nagmamarunong. No, na siya ngayon ay lalong hindi makalabas. Hindi siya makalabas dahil sa kagagawa nila. She wrote, sabi niya, my mind cannot be bought. Yung isip niya hindi raw kaya bilhin. And my truth cannot be dictated. My POV is mine. Pag sinabi natin POV, that's your own opinion. That is your own point of view. For example, sasabihin ko, etong produktong ito, para sa akin, pero yung produkto na yun para sa iba, masarap at maganda yung mga opinion nila. Pero sa akin, parang kakaiba. Meron akong sariling opinion. Bakit? Opinion ko yan Dahil bakit? Base sa nakain ko, nalasahan ko. So sabi niya rito, she wrote, "My mind cannot be bought and my truth cannot be dictated. My POV is mine and it stands on law." So lahat ng sinabi ni attorney ay hindi lang basta point of view na pinaghugutan niya kahit saan. Ang kanya pong source ng kanyang POV is batas dahil siya ay abogado. So, tinimbang niya, nakita natin yung timbangan ng batas, di ba? We need to weigh things out. And she weighed things out and then she saw that it should stand on the law, not loyalty. No, kasi yung mga Duterte na iba, kaya nga tinatawag minsan na kulto na eh. Kahit sinabing mali, ay hindi, basta. Hindi, basta ako Duterte ako. Hindi kasi ganito nakita. Hindi, basta. Yun yung mga kultong kaisipan. Na hindi mo na yun matutuwid. Kasi, lock na yung isip nila, basta. Yung iba naman, kasi Bisaya ako. Kasi Bisaya siya. Dapat suporta tayo, Bisaya tayo. Kaya pupunta mo pa lang, lalo na pag magtatanong Ilocano, ay hindi, basta. Tingin, meron agad disclaimer. Meron agad nakaharang. No? So sa kanya, hindi loyalty. Kaya saludo ako dito sa abogado na to. But stands on law. And then number 2, because of these remarks, some of Duterte diehard, tandaan nyo diehard supporters accused her of betrayal, of turning away from her previous alignment or support of Duterte and his circle. Ang tingin nila ngayon dito sa abogado ay isang taksil, traidor, Judas. No? Inakusahan sila ng betrayal. Nino? Nitong mga diehard. Kasi nabasa ko po yung mga comment ng iba nung binabasa ko humingi siya ng sorry. Ano sabi? Apology accepted. Kasi daw pinaliwanag. Pero sa diehard, hindi, mag-unfollow na kami sa'yo. Hindi na kami, mag-unsubscribe na kami sa'yo. Yun ang ginagawang panakot. Anyway, kung gagawin po nila yon, mas marami po yung supporter ng BBM. Mas marami po yung supporter ng pro-government. Ilan lang BBS supporter. Alam mo, kung ako lang sa sarili ko idea, sige, ito ko. Mas marami siyang magiging viewers, subscribers. Kasi ang dami pong supporter ng ating Pangulo. Lalo na, isa siyang kilalang DDS based on how she gives her point of view, masasabi she's leaning towards the Duterte. But what if she will continue giving her neutral but more on the right thing, siding more of what President Marcos is doing right? Let's see, tingnan nyo kung gaano karami magiging subscribers niya. And then, Olivia later issued a public apology. Ito yung sinabi ko. Over an unrelated but connected controversy. A post by a governor using derogatory slangs, yung yuts, against her, no? Which many interpreted as targeted at Olivia. Siya yung pinatatamaan. Itong governor na to. No, actually, by the way, si Attorney Olivia is transgender, no? And she, ginamit na nila ritong pronoun sa kanya is she. And then she said, the term was hurtful and demeaning. So, nabasa niya yun. And she knows that the arrow is for her. Kaya, nag-apologize siya. At sinabi niya ron. Pero bago yan, ito muna. Why I think she said it. Professional and legal standpoint. Professional si attorney. Because she is a lawyer. No? So, she said that based on the legal standpoint. As a lawyer, Olivia appears to frame, frame niya yung kanyang commentary in legal terms. Doon niya nilagay yung kanyang sinabi based on legal terms. I-frame niya. Rather than purely political allegiance. No? Hindi ito yung kampi tayo politically. Maka-Duterte ako, hindi niya dun binase. She based this on a frame of legalities, of law. She stresses jurisdiction, una. No? Bakit jurisdiction? Nasa jurisdiction ng ICC kasi yung kaso ngayon. Trust, and then the rule of law. She may genuinely believe that the situation with Duterte and ICC should be seen from that professional lens. Tingnan mo raw sa professional lens, hindi sa political lens. Kasi kung political lens ka, wala nang timbangan doon. matimbang agad. Kasi nga, you are a diehard. You are leaning towards 100% kay Duterte. Asan doon yung law? Sabi nga sa law, di ba, may piring ang mata at may timbangan. You need to weigh things out. And then she weighed things out based on her professional standpoint or legal standpoint as a lawyer. Hindi yung bilang partisan o bilang parte o allegiance ng mga Duterte. So, sabi ron, she genuinely believed that the situation with the Duterte and the ICC should be seen from the professional lens rather than the only through partisanship. Duterte yan, Duterte ako, dapat kampiyan ko. Kahit mali yan, ganun yung mga kulto eh. Yung mga diehard na wala na sa lugar. Ganun, no? Tayo po, hindi tayo sinasabing diehard tayo ng isang tao, hindi. Ang diehard tayo sa Diyos, Panginoon. If we see the person doing right, then we have to salute. As I can see, BBM is roaming around and doing something compared to Sara, roaming around and saying bad things instead of building the country. Naririnig ng tao yun, sinasabi mong masasama. Ang pangit ng imahin sa country, anong sabi sa kanya? Anong sabi sa mga nakikita nating reaction? This is the worst vice president. Bakit? Wala na ang ginagawa, yung mga project niya nung una, tree planting. May nakita pa ako, nagpapakain naman siya ngayon ng pandesal. Ewan ko yung para saan yung patama ni Isko, no? Na kumakain yung pandesal. Buti pa yung pandesal, may laman. Iba. Ewan ko kung para kay Sara yun, ano? So, isa pa, pangalawa, kung bakit ganun ang iniisip niya, I think, separation of loyalty and principle. Loyalty and principle. Magkahiwalay po yun. Sometimes your principle is being compromised because of your loyalty. But if you stand with your principle, then that loyalty na mali ay kaya mong isacrifice kung yan ay mali. Which she did. Her quote, "My POV is mine. My point of view is mine. And it stands on law." Law ang kanyang pinagbabasihan at tinindigan as a lawyer. Sabi ron, not loyalty. Yung iba kasi, kulto na nga, sobrang diehard, loyal, kahit mali na, kahit nakakasira na. Mabuti nga iba na tauhan, nabuksan yung isip. Hindi na sumusuporta. Hindi ko sinasabi dahil hindi na sumuporta lang, but because they saw something wrong. No? Na po, imbis na kumilos, tumulong, walang ginagawa, kundi manira. No? Tapang pa, mamatay, mura dito, at tapang, pagdating sa korte, kala mo siya yung batas, parang wala ka na may kita, na parang, so, ano sabi? Suggests she is signaling that even if she had been supportive, sabi niya ron previously been supportive. Sinabi niya kasi that time, which is actually, hindi mo naman siya masasabing neutral eh. This strikes against the Duterte talaga. Kung iisipin mo. No? So, anong sabi? She had previously been supportive. Pag sinabi mong supportive, lahat po ng ginagawa ng Duterte, ng sinabi niya, pag may maling sinabi ang kalaban, even that way, poprotektahan mo. Pag may yung kalaban niya, may sasabihin kang hindi maganda, that is a way of being supportive. No? Pero this time, hindi niya pabor ang sinabi niya sa Duterte. Sabi niya, once a powerful man, once na humaharap ngayon sa paglilitis na hindi niya binigay na due process sa mga namatay, na I think nakita niya bilang lawyer na eto yun. Eto yung bagay na I think na-enlighten siya. No, kahit na siguro at the back of her mind, she doesn't want to say it sa kanyang programa. But because of the principle na talagang nangungulit, kailangan niyang sabihin. So, or aligned with Duterte's circle, she now chooses to speak what she sees as legally correct, rather than simply follow a political camp. Sample, Jam Magno. She was once a Duterte supporter. And now you can see, she's saying something not good about the Duterte, but she still say that Duterte is the best president. For her, I don't know why. But for some, for most, hindi. no? So, nabago yung isip. Nagkaroon ng paradigm shift. Yung programa ng isip na reprogram based doon sa kanila pong nakikita at na-realize. While the lawyer here, her mind is reprogramming. I'm not saying that she already renounced or denounced yung kanyang pagsuporta sa Duterte, but at this point, she said something out of her principle, basing on the standpoint of legal or law. She now chooses to speak what she sees as legally correct rather than simply follow a political camp. Third bullet, public discourse and reputation. She has a social media presence. Napapanood ko to, dati nga nagagalit ako sa kanya. Ba naman to, abogado na to. Puro leaning towards someone. Very self-serving sa mga Duterte. Yun, naiinis ako sa kanya. Yung kanyang regal POV. Where she offers commentary. Magbibigay siya ng mga photos of someone and then she gives her commentary. Making a reasoned, less partisan aligned stance might help her differentiate herself, distinguish her brand of legal commentary, and perhaps gain credibility among audiences looking for more objective takes. No? Hindi yung puro na lang side kay Duterte. As a lawyer, para ka na lang, ang tawag doon, yung minamanipulate na dal. Parang ganun ang tingin niya na lang siguro sa niya, na na-realize niya. I think this time, I should be looking more of, objective. No? Na hindi lang yung kadalasan, more on partisan, more on itong kinakampihan ko. No? Kasi legal to eh. At alam natin na ang legal ay dapat walang kinikilingan. So maybe she realized that. And then political environment. The Duterte DDS ecosystem is highly charged with strong loyalty expected. Yung kanilang ecosystem, yung kanilang kinabubuhayan, no? Yung sistema nila na sila itong mga Duterte ay loyalty, strong loyalty, no? For someone who once allied with them, I'm talking about maybe this talks about Attorney Olivia, who was perceived to making statements that diverge, medyo umiba from the dominant pro-Duterte narrative is risky. So dapat ito lang, straight ka lang, Duterte lang yan. Medyo nag-diverge. Medyo kumiling sa law. Not political. Medyo law na I think na-realize niya. Siguro nasawa na siya ka-POV na puro nakapako ang ganito ko. So at the back of her mind, her principle is yelling out. No? And I think that's the time when she said that, and then many Duterte followers or DDS followers tumaas yung kilay, raised their brows, and then said something to her. And of course, she apologized. And the rest, it depends on her. If she will still stands by her principle or pumayag na lang sa gusto ng mga Duterte.
Oh no!
So changing alliances, circulations, it is possible she senses shifting political winds. Example, the ICC process, Duterte's legal status, how his supporters react, and decided to position herself differently. Whether this is opportunistic or principled is open for interpretation. Bahala na kayo kung how you interpret that. Based on how she sees the situation of Duterte, will he be able to come out for an interim release? Or what would happen to the Duterte? Maybe as she sits there and look at what Sara is doing along with the other siblings, siguro may nakikita siyang bagay. No? Ang sabi niya pa rito yung may nabanggit siya, no? Yung sabi niya na yung ICC raw, yung pag-interim release ay hindi raw ito karapatan. Parang gano'n, no? This is a privilege. Let's just compare. Right, not privilege. Okay, doon na lang natin compare para lang may stress out natin yung privilege. A right is your right. Whether itanggi sa'yo, pag nakita mong karapatan mo, pwede mo insist because it's your right. While privilege is not your right. It is given to you not because you deserve it, not because it's your right, but because because the government, because a certain institution just want to give it to you. Privilege. Parang yung mga privilege card. Pag pumunta ka sa mall, bibili ka, may free ka, mayroon kang ganito. But actually, they're not obliged to do that. It's just a privilege out of their own decision. Yun po yun. So, changing alliances circulations, yung possible nga na sinabi natin na depende ka sa'yo kung ano interpretation mo, pero may nakikita siya sa takbo ng pangyayari. At bakit naman siya binash nitong mga DDS? Of course, yung mga diehard supporters view Duterte as figure. They defend staunchly. No? Pag sinabi natin staunchly, with loyalty, with faithfulness. While they see Attorney Olivia is somehow diverging from the path na tinatahak nila sabay-sabay. Uy, ba't lumiliko si Attorney? Yun ang nakita nila. So, they see it as betrayal. No? So, the Duterte breaks from the expected narrative. Gusto nila yung narrative ganito towards Duterte. Pero iba. They see it differently. Her commentary challenged the heroic or invincible perception of Duterte by emphasizing accountability, possibility of detention, and the role of international law. Things many DDS supporters may reject or minimize. Kasi they see Duterte as invincible. Di ba? Magsalita. Akala mo, lahat nga halos mga artista nga nakita natin, mga politiko, sumuporta, even us. I was a Duterte supporter. Kaya po yung mga nagyayabang niya, naririnig ko na magkukomment na talagang akala mo talagang diehard at talagang naging supporter ni Duterte na sumasama sa rally, sumasama sa mga programa niya. Sa bahay lang naman, nakikinig lang naman sa social media at nakikinig sa vlog. Tapos makikipagtalo pa I was once a Duterte supporter, but I realized that there is something wrong. Kaya I shifted, I changed my mind, no? And I actually pro-government tayo, no? Pro-administration. Kung sino nakaupo, sinusuportahan natin. And that's the time we supported Duterte. But his term is over. Dapat nanahimik na lang sila, hindi na sila nanira, hindi na sila ng kung ano-ano. Bakit? Why do they insist and keep on saying bad things about BBM? Bakit? Yun ang inisip ng tao. So that they could continue with their agenda. Alam na ng taong bayan yan. Pero hindi ganun mapapalis nila si Duterte, si BBM. Hindi po, dahil maraming supporter si BBM. And BBM is doing good. Of course, yung mga bashers sasabihin bad. Laging wala, kulang. Propaganda yan Paninira yan. Hindi nga pinapansin yan hindi nga pinapansin yan ni BBM dahil yan ay mga parang pumupunta ka sa kalsada, yung mga plastic na tinatangay ng hangin, sumasabit sa puno, mga basura, ganun lang yan. Sumasabay lang sa agos ng tuwid na daan, bagong Pilipinas, sumasabay din yung mga basura. Ganun lang po yung kasimple. Loyalty, expectations within strongly partisan movements, deviation, medyo nag-deviate, nagbago, umiwas ng daan, lumihis. Deviation is often punished with accusation. Medyo iba yung sinabi mo, attorney Magkano na? Yun ang nabasa ko Magkano bayad sa'yo? Ay hindi, dati ka pala talaga sigurong pula. Kung ano ng accusation, nag-deviate lang, bumago lang ng sinabi. Based on the law, not on political standpoint. So sabi, bumaliktad, so to the other side, Oliva's legal reasoning may be seen by them as disloyalty. No? So, hindi pala loyal to, nabayaran. And then, emotional or symbolic dimension. For supporters, itong mga Duterte, si Duterte represents more than a person. Ang tawag nga nila puon. Puonyo. Tawag pa nga ng iba sorry sa term Digonyo ang tawag nila. So, may sinatawag pa silang yung iba nga, Mau Sara Mau. harimaw. Ewan ko kung Mao yung halimaw ba yan, o dahil sa Maka-China. Kasi Mao Zedong, ganun. So, ang tingin nila kay Duterte, Duterte represents more than a person. Duterte for them is a symbol. Yung ganun pa lang niya, fist. Of their political identity. Critic or even neutral legal commentary can be interpreted as personal rejection of the identity. Bawal kang gumitna. Dapat dito lang. Duterte, gitna, and then the rest. Bawal yung gitna. And attorney, the lawyer, I think, she was trying to say something law na sinasabi ko nga, matimbang, nakapiring. Pero for them, hindi. Walang gitna-gitna. Dapat Duterte lang. So, I feel, actually, I salute this lawyer, but I feel pity for her if she will allow herself be manipulated by her loyalty, if she will remain and then apologetic and then later on go back to the old trend. Sana, attorney, if you're listening, you're doing the right thing. Kung sinasabi ng mga iba na unsubscribe na kami, o kung sinasabi ng iba, unsubscribe na kami sa'yo, I will not follow you. Good, okay. Bakit mas maraming magpa-follow sa'yo? Tandaan nyo, mas maraming pro-government, mas maraming pro-Marcos, mas maraming pro-Dilaw, pro-Pink, kaysa pro-BBS o pro-Duterte. So ano pong comment nyo? Ano pong opinion nyo, mga ka-wonder? Comment down below your opinion kung anong tingin nyo sa sinabi ni attorney. Hanggang dito lang tayo, mga ka-wonder, and please give me a thumbs up if you like this video para i-introduce ni YouTube sa mga iba pang mga viewers. And don't forget to share this video para malaman nila yung point of view ni Attorney Regal, kung ito ba ay tama, kung ang kanyang pinagbasihan ba is according to the law. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and choose all. Hanggang sa muli, mga ka-wonder. God bless. Wonder Vlogcaster.